Hi everyone, I'm Kuiperbole, and this is Firewatch any percent. It's a pretty relaxed and chilled game. Yeah, there's heaps of room for error. Like you don't lose much time anywhere. So just sit back and relax. And yeah, so time starts when start this. So all right, so
Good luck.
just starts with the intro where basically tells the backstory about your about how you meet your wife and her like the kind of decay of the relationship as she starts to get dementia. We can just skip through all this really fast. So there's two different walking speeds in this game. There's the generic walk, and you can pressing R gives you a run speed. It's not too much faster, but obviously we want to be on that all the time. So trying to get into run speed as fast as as early as possible is handy. So we learn that she has dementia. Pick up this. We don't look at that because it's inappropriate for the stream. So here, the trigger to end this is looking at the moose. So there's a certain angle. Like the earlier you look at the elk/moose, the faster it fades to the next part. No world record because the loading times are too slow. Alright, so now we're in the actual map. We make our way up to the tower. Oops. Sorry. It's really... Sorry, there's a bit of frame drops here. Alright, so turn on the light here. Grab the radio. There's a... If you don't move
Hello,
when you...
Hello?
When you
whoever this is?
turn the light switch on and you turn around, there's
I'm Delilah.
you can't actually grab the radio.
What the guy said on the phone.
It thinks you're opening the door.
So what's wrong with you?
If you go
Excuse
too
me?
fast doing that,
People take this job to get
you
away from something.
open the door
So
again,
what's
you go
wrong?
through another animation.
What's wrong with you?
And you can't.
That's a great idea.
Sorry,
Go
I'm
ahead.
A bit
Look,
lost.
I just hiked
bit
for 2
weird.
days, so I don't
so what we're
really
doing
follow
now
whatever it is you're doing
is-
right now.
So basically, we have to
You
wait for
take a
this
stab at what's wrong with me.
this discussion to
Fine,
finish.
then can I
But while
sleep
this discussion's
forever?
going on,
Sure, buddy.
we can
okay,
kind
no,
of-
go ahead.
Okay,
Oops.
you've killed 3 husbands.
We can
You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies
basically
down and
we
then
have to
you'll kill
open up
again.
some bushes for later, because later on in the
Very
story
good. Bravo,
we have to go and
Henry.
find something in here.
Okay, I sleep now?
So we just
Not
clear the
quite.
animation
Now
first. So when we come back the
Okay,
next day.
bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you.
Oh, what the
I
heck?
say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
I don't know if I clipped into anything or I don't know. But so that's the first day. That's the intro. So first day.
Good morning, Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in.
First day,
I can see you at your desk, so call
we
me
have
when
to
you're
wait
ready.
in here a while.
Sorry, guess I slept in.
We can play around with some
You've
stuff.
got a
I
relaxing,
guess.
what, 14 hours of sleep?
Go for it. See if I can get this in
Jesus,
the sink.
This is what,
Alright,
6?
here we go.
6:45.
Down.
Whoops.
Alright.
Don't worry about it. That hike puts everyone out of commission for a day or two. But now that you're up, let me quickly get you acquainted with the job. There's a thing in the middle of your room with a round map on it. Do you see it?
Okay, yeah, I see it.
So now we have to...
This is the Osborne Firefinder,
Alright.
invented in 1914 by W.B.
Basically, you have to report
Osborne.
a few
You
things,
use
and
this
you have to be looking in the right
you
direction.
guessed it,
But if you know where to look, you can
What is it?
do it really quick.
Nothing.
Also,
you use this to... Oh,
Sorry
fuck
for the
me.
expletives.
God, language,
I
lady.
apologize.
Out your west-facing window. Are you
There's
seeing
quite
what
a lot
I'm
of-
seeing?
Whoa,
quite a lot of
that's
that
not
in this,
legal, right?
No. You need to get
Alright,
down
so
there
we
right
report
now
the fireworks
and
and we
stop them.
get outside.
Fire danger is
What we
through
do
the
here
fucking
is we
roof.
walk backwards,
Is
and
that really my job?
it
Your
skips
job
an
is whatever I
animation
say
where
it
he
is. The
kind
closest
of ducks
ranger is
under,
like 2 days away. Go down there and set him straight.
and that happens a few times because you have to walk up and down your tower several times during the run. So
Do you
it
think
saves a
you
bit of
can handle
time.
that?
Do I write him a ticket?
Easy there, Dirty Harry.
Well,
Get going. You'll
Alright, so
probably need
we're
a
going
rope
off
to get down the
to
shale between you and the lake.
See
if
who's
I
letting
remember
off
right.
the fireworks,
There should
and
be
I
one in the
believe
supply box on the way.
we
The code
hit the
is 1, 2, 3,
incentive to
4.
steal the
It's
boombox.
actually that for
So,
all of them.
Basically, there's some teenagers at a lake. We have to grab the rope here in the. This is one of the only 2 caches we need to open during the entire run. That one to grab the rope, and there's another one that a few days later to grab food that we need to complete the day. All the other ones are optional. They don't have anything required for the to complete the game. Alright, so we have to walk in front of this one because the areas where you can click on those grapple things are a bit finicky. They're different for different ones. Oh no! I've fallen. That wasn't meant to happen. Oh no. Oh gee. Alright. It's all good. I won't bother reporting it because I don't quite like Delilah. She's a if you play this game enough, you get to hate her a bit. So, all right. So, making our way to the lake, and because we got the incentive met, we're gonna grab the boombox. This is not not done in a normal run. Well, okay. We can walk through a few bushes here. We're gonna grab the boombox.
full stereo!
I don't know if I don't think we can hear it here, but I hope the stream can hear it because it's a pretty tasty jam.
Hey, that go okay?
It went fine.
Oh, wow. The music's a little loud.
Oh,
Alrighty, okay.
sorry.
If I could
took
hear
the
it, I would sing
stereo.
along, but
Okay, well, I guess we're all even then?
I can't, so
Yeah,
I might
think so.
be out of sync. So
Seriously, though. Thanks for dealing with it.
it's a good song. It's on Spotify. You can listen to it whenever you like.
I have a bit of a confession to make.
She's talking a bit. We can. Most of the time, it doesn't really matter if you reply or not to
Yeah, well, you're
Delilah.
not the first boss to be guilty of that.
I know I can get a little pushy, putting you on the spot about why you're out here and stuff.
So
It's fine.
I'll
Please,
keep that sort of a thing to a minimum. back to your lookout.
Make some noise in the cave, I guess. So it's suddenly nighttime because we walked through a cave and that happened. Climb up here. So as we climb up here, we see a strange man.
There's some guy out here.
We can trigger the text while we're looking at him, and it unlocks the camera from looking at him, so we can properly walk away from it and save some time. I think you can still, at the same speed, walk away, but it's just harder to do backwards, I guess, because your camera's locked onto
What is it?
a strange guy.
It's outside.
Come on.
It's a bit dark.
And people come and go as they please. It's madness.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
So, one handy thing is that whenever you have to, most of the time when you're doing like stuff like climbing animations, so long as you're holding down forward while you're doing it, you maintain run speed, so you don't have to re-enable run again. There's some instances where, like, such as using your axe later on, where you lose run speed. But most things that happen, you basically don't let go of W. You always want to be walking. So we come back to our tower to find it's been ransacked. Our typewriter's been thrown out the window. So what we want to do is we can report the broken glass like as soon as we come up here. We don't have to walk in and report the window. So because the end of this day is based on when the dialogue finishes, so we want to start the dialogue as soon as possible. Now we have to just basically wait. I'll put the boom box down. I'm just gonna look at my notes. I'm terrible.
Okay, I put in a call.
That was fast.
Yeah, well, do you have any idea?
In instances like this, when there's lots of options,
I don't know. Who's out here?
I mean, I don't know either. I've never had a lookout be a target
there
of
are
violence.
like,
Great.
if you want
I
to
can't
know
believe
the
someone
optimal,
would do this. I mean, I worry about
fastest kind of
bears and
dialogue that
fires, and
the
that's
dialogue that
about it.
finishes
And now I've got to worry about
fastest, I guess.
who knows what out there.
Saves a bit of time in the run.
Okay, in the morning I'm gonna call my
Because
friend
they talk
Patty, who works
really,
at
really
Staff
slowly.
County. They keep a list
And
of everyone who's
we
officially
haven't found
been
any
out
ways
the
to
trailhead
skip
since,
like
I don't know, forever,
any of the dialogue
and
yet,
see if we can get a list of names.
unfortunately.
Won't get much, but at least if anything else happens, we can refer to it and see if anything comes up.
Thanks.
I need you to feel safe out here.
Well, I sure don't now.
Alright.
You will. I promise.
So that's the end of day one. We're on to day two.
Wake up.
I'm gonna grab the. So what we want to do
Hey,
is
wake
walk
up.
out the door as fast as possible, and so we walk out the door first, and then we respond to her
Trouble.
because it doesn't
Our
matter.
problem.
Sorry, our problem.
That
It doesn't
storm
matter.
knocked out the phone
We
line.
don't
I
have to
used
like
talk
trigger
the
any
service,
dialogue
which
things.
means we're cut off.
We
I
just
tried
have to.
radioing out, and that's
We just
not
want to get
working
there as
either.
fast as possible.
There's no backup?
Respond
The
to it.
backup is
We
the
want to
two-day
get to
hike out of here.
where we, because we already know where to
So
go.
that's a
It's easier
we
for
want
me
to get there as
send all
fast
the
as
lookouts out
possible.
to check the status of the
We're gonna
wire in their
attempt
areas.
a trick here.
Yours is a good hike away.
Might not get it
If
because
you
I
find any
haven't
portion of it
practiced.
down, I can try to get a hold of a ranger, and he'll
There
bring
we go.
someone in
So,
to fix it.
Okay, I can do that. Where is it?
You
basically,
probably had to hike through a cave yesterday to get home.
Yeah, I
yeah.
did.
So we did the
you're
first
gonna wanna go
animation,
back there,
and
go
while
through it,
in the
and
middle of
keep
that
going
animation,
straight to the north
we
when you
hold
come out.
the space bar,
Will do.
which is the trigger
Thanks,
to
Hank.
enter the animation.
It's Henry.
What, you don't like Hank?
So,
Yeah, I don't like Hank.
and as we
But
walk
thanks
forward
rides
into
with
it,
Hank.
it kind of, instead of
No, it doesn't.
Okay, all
doing
right.
the animation for the second one, they're close enough together that if you're holding forward and you're holding the trigger as well, you'll just kind of walk straight off and not have to do any animations. I'm glad I got that the first try. Otherwise I would have just have to walk down slowly, I guess. clear this brush. Okay, no, alright. So, some of the some like bushes in this game, while they look very very solid, some of them you can just walk straight through. So it's good to know which ones you can and can't, which ones are like walls and which ones aren't actually walls. Oh, jeez, yeah. Just there's a lot of walking in this game, if you haven't noticed already. Like here, we don't have to jump over the log. We can just go through here. It looks pretty solid. Oh, okay, that tree's pretty solid. It looks pretty solid, but you can just walk straight through. You don't have to do the animation of jumping over the log. It's the little time saves pretty much everywhere, which differentiate a good run and a bad run. Alright, so usually if you're playing like casually, usually you'd have to report that the wire's down up here, but we found that you can just walk straight past, not report it to her, then she sees you from your tower and she goes, and she basically is like, I just saw you up there, basically skipping the entire, you have to wait for her to respond, like if you do it normally, so you have to waste a bit of time, but if you just walk straight past, she responds anyway, so you don't have to stop and wait for her.
I think I just saw you at the top of
I'm gonna
Beartooth
try
Point.
a trick here
Was
that I
everything okay up there?
found. You just
Nope,
basically
those drunk dumbasses cut the comms wire and
Alright.
left a pair of their
Let's try
weights as a calling card.
let's walk.
I'm sorry,
It's really
what?
good.
I'm gonna go find them.
Alright, never mind.
Well,
it's a-
good.
this game's a
And
bit weird
also,
where
why don't you call
some
me the next time you find
on
something
lower
like that?
graphics settings,
I was just trying to be a self-starter.
like it's very easy to clip into stuff. You can basically clip off any of the any of the ledges that you have to climb down. If you basically
I
like
am flush with
slowly
ropes
walk
now.
off,
Just found an old
you
pack
can
full of them in decent
fall straight
condition
off.
too.
That's
So
lucky.
you,
I mean, there's enough
you
rope
can
here
use
that I
it to
can
get
just
out of bounds,
leave
but
them hooked up, I
unfortunately,
think. Oh, get this
going out of
pack
bounds
came
does
with one of those
absolutely nothing
cardboard
to
single-use
progress
cameras.
because this
With
game's
pictures
separated
left?
into different days.
Yeah, he only used 3 or 4.
And if you're not on
Neato.
the day
Thank you, Brian
that you
Goodwin.
need to be, then
Wait,
the
who?
area won't load.
The bag had the name Brian Goodwin sewn into the top.
Huh.
So yeah, unfortunately,
Do you know him?
Yeah, I just haven't heard
So-
that name in a few years.
we've got ropes now, so we have to.
What, was he a fella you had a thing with?
Here we actually have to respond to
Yeah, it
Delilah
was so
because
hot and heavy.
we want
Of
a
course,
specific
Brian Goodwin was 12
text
years old, so
line,
I know our love
because
could
we're gonna
never
use.
really be understood.
She makes a joke about something, and we
kidding.
use that
Not about
later
him being an actual 12-year-old.
to save some time
That part's true.
in some dialogue.
He was stationed in Two Forks, your lookout, with his dad Ned 3 summers ago. Great kid.
You can bring children out here?
No.
walking, yeah.
You know, I'm not a stickler for rules. They took off halfway through the summer.
Why? Where did they go?
I don't know. I never really hit it off with old Ned. And, one day they were just
Okay, there's
gone.
a sticker there. I didn't know.
Sucks. Anyway, so it goes. Have, fun with that camera. Try not to snap anything that would scar a Photodome employee.
I don't know. I got a lot of hiking to do. Might get bored.
So,
Well, I'm bored as rocks, so I'll keep you
yeah.
company
So
while you find those
basically, you have to
girls,
make
huh?
that conversation go on long enough so that when you get here, when you're climbing down here, oh, okay. She makes a. Oh, you'll see.
I'm having a hell of a time getting this fucking
So she-
flapjack off his ass and out to
She
repair that
uses
wire.
the term flapjack to describe
Excuse me? Flapjack?
You know,
an
like
annoying,
a
like a
loser,
douchebag,
Josh.
essentially.
I really don't, but I do now.
And
Well, the next time you're at a
our
bar and some
main character
banker steps
finds
on
that
your
a
foot
bit
so he can order his
odd,
crappy
but he,
martini,
you know,
you've got
thinks
just
it's funny,
the name to
so.
use.
Hey, Flapjack. Why don't you wait your turn before I bounce your
so-
face off a dumpster?
So we've
It's
got that now.
beautiful.
You'll see later on why we need to trigger that. Now I think Delilah asks you about if you've had any partners or anything. So we know now that
So,
Julia exists, but
Did
we
you
don't want
break any hearts back in Colorado
Delilah
when you took this
to know
job?
about Julia at all.
I
Our
myself has
wife
chosen
who's
to never get attached to anyone who would miss
fallen
me,
into
but
dementia.
I know I'm a bit of an outlier.
We don't want her to know about
I
it
don't
at all.
mean that the way it
because
sounds. I mean, I care about people, and
at the end of
I like
the,
companionship as much as the next person.
at the end of the
But why
game,
does it have to come from the same
basically,
person for your whole life?
if
My
she
Aunt
knows,
Kathy was
then
married to the same guy
there's a
for
lot
4
more
decades,
dialogue
and when he died, she found out
of
he'd
her
been having
talking
an affair
about,
with a
like,
real estate broker.
thing. But if
For
you
15
don't mention her
years,
at all,
whereas my Aunt
so
Judy
you don't
traveled the
respond
world
to her
dating
at all,
artists and musicians as she saw fit.
then
Call me crazy, but
if she doesn't know about
I'd
it,
rather
then
spend a week in bed with Sonny
she
Bono
won't
than half a lifetime
talk
with some
about it
cheating
at the
stockbroker.
end, so we save lots of time. Here, okay, I missed the. Whoop. All right, not on top. Sorry, to the side of the rock. Could you get off the rock? All right. Yeah, some of the models in this game don't work properly, and unfortunately we can't use.
Hey, do you
We
see
don't know
that?
about how we can use it yet.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I think so. That
in
thin
the future,
plume of smoke.
we can use
Yeah.
that
Looks like it's way down to the
some of the
southwest.
dodgy
You should be able to find a
like
way
the-
over there from the meadow by the lake.
physics and
Towards
stuff
5 Mile Creek,
to
it's in the southwest quadrant of your
skip
map.
some sections or
You think it's those girls?
I'm pretty sure it's a campfire, so yeah, I'd call that a safe bet.
Man, they really do not give a shit, do they?
Not a one.
so making our way over to the campfire. That we've seen. It is the same girls again. Unfortunately, they weren't playing music this time, so no more tasty jams. But we do get this weird overlapping of music because we're running too fast and we triggered two sections of music. They don't work very well together. So just a bit of walking in a straight line. Yeah. Is it a Silverchair song or walking in a straight line? I don't know.
Not sure.
We just basically follow the river down
I love the graphics in this game.
to even on the lowest setting, it still has like a nice cell shaded graphics. But if you have it on the highest, yeah,
It's got really good aesthetic.
it doesn't run very fast. Like I often get confused whether if I'm running or not, because the run speed isn't very much faster. We grab this note, we report it in.
Oh, they're gone
and
for
that
sure.
triggers the end of the day.
I found their
essentially,
campsite.
But
Someone
now we
or
don't have to say
something
anything at
tore
all.
it to shreds,
so we
and the
just
girls
wait
left me a note
for her to
behind.
finish talking.
Well, what's it
We
say?
just screw around here. Often like to. There's a waterfall over here that we usually take a picture of because we got a camera.
Hello? Henry, are you there?
Here we go.
Honestly,
Line it up.
I'm just
We got
glad they're gone. It's
bam.
probably the best case scenario
Beautiful.
for us,
Beautiful.
and now we can just
It's a
get
shame
back
you
to
can't
work.
take selfies in this
I'd
game.
really like to start enjoying a quiet summer.
Well, you take one selfie when you grab the
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alright, so that's day 2 over. On to day 3. So we're just collecting some wood to.
Yes. This day is really interesting because, like, you can do everything really slowly. It's only
Hey,
the
Henry?
dialogues that matter.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to do them straight away.
What do you look
so
like?
Geez, alright.
Usually just muck around.
Why
here.
are you
So we
asking?
have to.
Because I'm horribly superficial.
Yeah, okay. So We look like
I could be Tom Cruise's good-looking twin brother.
Or
Well,
Tom
that's too
Cruise's
bad.
brother.
I read in People he's like 5'0".
Yeah, well, you
Gotta
can't
make
win
sure
them
of
all.
that.
Okay.
It's
well,
the fastest
that
car.
gives me a good
Did I
start.
grab all of them?
Now
No, I
let's
didn't.
see.
Yeah.
Delilah's
In my
drawing a picture of
scope,
us
I can
now,
only
and
tell you're a
we get to see
white
that at the
guy
end.
wearing shorts.
So it's for spoilers.
It's hot.
It's
And
pretty cool.
maybe, by the way,
I'm also
not
white and wearing
It's
shorts.
not very,
Yes, that's a
you
thing.
know, PC
Okay,
or
so
whatever they
you can
say.
you can
God, you are the whitest
range at which
man.
you can
I don't need a
like
spotting
start
scope for
that
that.
animation.
And if not shorts,
It's
then
hilarious,
what do you
like-
normally like to wear?
Okay, clothes. yeah.
Clothes. I don't really think about it.
Oh, come on.
I got a sweatshirt I like, good jacket I got at
And
the
now
Buckle
we
Barn.
can just
Ooh, I
screw
love the
around
Buckle
until
Barn.
Just one of
it's,
those brown ones, you know.
like if we so
I do.
if on the first day it
Now
was
tell
too
me
dark
about
and we
your
got
face.
lost
I'm
and we
looking
didn't
at you
open
across the
bushes that we
bar.
needed to,
What do I see?
this is another great time to, I think, unless you have to, you might have to be in your tower. I don't
pretty
know.
thick
I've never tried it
beard.
because
I'd say you
I-
can. I
Have
think
you
I
always
think I
had a
did it in
beard?
my run.
For a while, yeah.
I've never
Alright,
missed the
perfect.
first. I think,
I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
she's like
I'm drawing you. I need
slowly
to know.
falling in love with us.
You're what?
It's all right, yeah.
Is that okay?
Even though we're a fat, ugly old man.
Don't
Well,
answer.
that's a
I'm
bit
gonna do
rude.
it regardless.
I think you should
He
have
has
more
a
confidence in
nice-
yourself.
Tell
He has a
me.
nice voice. That's always got going
they're
for him.
steely, cold hard stare.
It's the inside that counts,
Like
man.
a Siberian husky.
Sure.
Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
Let's just go
You
inside.
get what you need.
Absolutely.
Oh, and
there's
that
a
window's all
D20 in
patched
here.
up.
We can,
So, what should I do now? What's next?
What's
what do we
next?
roll?
What do you think is
Went
next?
under the
Oh,
table.
no.
Alright.
Well, you've been the one giving me tasks for 2 days straight.
What's next is you sit in that room until September 1st and call me at the first sign of smoke.
That's weird.
Oh,
This game's
yeah.
said September 1st,
Why
but
don't
on
you let
my
me know when you're
version,
mentally prepared
just
for that task and
that's
I'll
really
give
weird.
it to you.
Okay, I think I am ready to tackle my
Must have,
long-term commitment of keeping
must be a
this
different
national
version, I don't
forest safe from total destruction.
I am glad to hear you've really thought this through.
Of course.
We've issued you a comfy chair to sit in and everything.
You know, it's not really that comfy. It's wooden and there's no padding. I think I actually got a splinter in my thigh this morning.
Aww. Well, regardless, take a seat. The forest depends on you.
Alright, so that's end of day 3. We move on to day 9. Because not much happens. Like, being a Firewatch person, it's pretty boring. This game's also pretty boring, but
Hello, Henry. Having a nice afternoon?
basically we don't move
Not
here.
too
We can
bad.
just,
I could get used to it out here.
That's nice. Look,
can, but we
I
just have to
called
respond
with
to
bad news.
Delilah.
Two young women, Chelsea Stevens and Lily
Take a
McLean,
picture real
were
quick. There's a
reported
nice
missing.
sunset.
They've got parents out in California who haven't heard from them in a week. They were supposed to meet an aunt down in Cody. If they're the girls from last week, then you're probably the last person to have seen them.
You should tell
So
whoever
the two girls
that I'm
at the
happy to be
lake
questioned.
gone lost.
Look, it's not going to be an issue.
But I mean, we didn't do anything.
I
We
mean,
know
if,
we didn't do
if they
anything.
turn
but
up dead, then
Delilah's a
maybe.
bit unsure.
Should I just not say anything and save us the trouble?
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, Henry, thanks. Enjoy the sunset.
Alright, so that's the end of that.
On to day 15.
What's on day 15? I think we have to. No.
Henry?
Okay, yeah.
Henry, wake
He gets
up.
a bit delusional, and
Yeah.
so there's a weird hitbox on the
Get out of
radio
bed and
on
pick up
this
the
day
radio.
only. You can like walk from here and pick it up. There's like
What do you want?
massive arms.
Hey, you big dumb idiot.
Hi, Jules.
Oh, you sound tired.
Basically, he's like half dreaming,
am.
half actually there.
Are you having a
Because he
nice
is actually
time?
talking. He is actually
I don't know.
using the
Some
radio,
weird stuff going on.
but
Oh, that's too
he's
bad.
just hearing things.
Sure, it'll be fine.
Well, I'll let you get back to sleep then.
Okay, Jules.
Delilah seems nice.
Yeah. This game's pretty
Sure.
great if you just play it like
Bye, baby.
slowly. The best thing about like this game is probably the first time you play it.
Oh yeah,
There's-
definitely.
It's a very fun thing when you have no idea where you're going and you have to use a map and a compass
Yeah,
to figure
it's-
out where you're going. But because we already know, we can just run straight there.
It's fun to like explore around.
Yeah. I
the map.
probably the first time I ran this,
Is it too much
played
of a
this
pain
game,
in the ass
probably
to
took
bring
me like
supplies all the way up to our towers?
7 or 8 hours.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd
I
say
get
about
my
that
stuff
as well.
hand-delivered.
Oh, how's that work?
It's the perks of
It's
a
also a
decade
good
of
speed
service.
game to get because
You're
it's
out
just really
hiking in
chill. There's not
90-degree
much
heat
to it.
and
You could probably
I get
play
to
it
do
with one
crosswords.
hand
Isn't
if you have
life
enough mouse
miserably
buttons.
unfair?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
when you find a supply drop, remember
you're
it's
tired
not
of
just
your
for you,
current
okay?
speed
Other
game.
lookouts, biologists,
they
a few
just
people
want
get their
to
food
chill.
The
there. I don't want to have to call in for more.
we currently don't really have
Should
much
be
of a
loads good stuff,
community.
though. Beans,
Um,
prunes,
There was when the game
jerky.
came out, there was a few
You know, my
runners,
sister eats 6
um,
prunes a day.
but now it's pretty much
6.
empty.
She's,
So
like,
if you,
really precise
there's
about
still
it.
people there, and
She'd be
they'll
great at this job if she didn't need wheelbarrows full of marijuana to
we
function.
gladly welcome you there. But this is oh okay. So
Whoa.
Hey,
yeah.
so who's Jules?
But yeah. So we don't. She asked about Julia again
I
because
don't mean
she
to
heard
pry.
the radio.
It's just
But again, we don't talk about her at all because we don't want her to know. Just want to save some time at the end.
well, you called me in the middle of the night a couple of weeks ago, and I really only heard the name Jules, so
And like, there's
figured I'd ask.
there's a little bit of You could probably replay it at
look,
least like 2 or
I'm
3
just gonna
times
assume
even
she's
after.
the
Oh
reason
yeah,
you're out
definitely.
here.
Like,
It's
There's
an
a lot of
age-old
more
story.
dialogue options. You
And
can be
whatever
like
happened,
extremely
I'm
rude
glad
to
because we
Delilah
get to
or
pal around together
you
for a
can
few months, and I'm happy about that.
you can find out there's a lot of different things.
do you
You
know
get-
off by heart how many different like outcomes there are? Like,
All right, I got everything I need
many
out
different
here.
permutations.
Time to chow
There's
down.
not there's no
Just
different
yours,
outcomes,
right?
but
Who do you
there's a
think
lot
I
of
am?
like extra things where a lot of extra dialogue or it's like on this day on the day 33 where you collect your food.
Yeah.
If
You've
you
got a
so
front
you
row
only meant to
seat for
she
what
says
might
to
be the
only
biggest
collect
fire of
yours,
the
but you
year.
can grab
Yeah,
everybody
it's
else's.
really going.
If you do,
I'm gonna call it in.
you get an
They'll
extra
send
day
in a
in there
hotshot crew
where
for some suppression,
she calls
but
you while you're on the toilet
bet
and
we'll be
she's
stuck
like,
with
"Did
her
you
for the
take all the
rest of the
food?"
summer. And
And
she
you just
doesn't
like
have a name
no.
yet. I usually think of something funny or something practical or a little
So
risque
here,
when coming up with them.
this is where
But
the
why don't you
flapjack
do the honors?
joke comes in because we so the
Maybe
flapjack
we call it the flapjack fire.
dialogue
Can you
is
sell
the
that as a name?
fastest out of the 3.
You really like that, huh?
Yeah, I said I did. It's funny.
It's honestly the best name
Fair enough.
out of the 3 anyway.
Flapjack fire it is.
If you don't
He'll
get the
probably ask me if
flapjack,
it was a
there's
camp
another
cooking
extra one,
accident or something.
extra replacement one in there.
So there's this creek down the hill, and you know what my favorite thing to do is?
Forget what to do in this one.
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day. And then, on nights like tonight, when it is so disgustingly hot, I have something nice and cool to drink. I learned that from my sister in Santa Fe. She'd do that with a bottle of tequila near her house and make margaritas the size of your head. You'd like it there.
I'm sure I would. Sounds pretty great.
It is. Are you looking at the fire?
Yeah, I am.
I love how they look at night. During the day, it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Sure you are.
Right.
I am.
So you kind of just shove her off.
I don't know what that means.
She tries to flirt with you,
It
and you
means,
just
I guess
shove
you
her
don't
off.
really,
Um,
or can't
yeah.
really feel the same way.
we're
Which
not
is
really that
okay.
nice to Delilah
I like
in
you anyway.
this run.
Why don't we
Yeah.
both just go watch this fire and try to imagine all the old dead things it's burning away?
Lost. Alright. So, basically, we've gone like 30 days ahead now. This is where all the good stuff starts happening, all the interesting stuff. So if you don't want
You're going
to
fishing
spoil the
without
game,
a license?
the ending of the
It's
game,
one
it's
fish.
probably where
and I'm sick of all the stuff
uh,
I got to eat.
you want to stop watching.
Yeah.
'cause
No,
This is where all the
I won't
plot
tell anyone
happens.
you're a poacher.
Definitely recommend playing the game
That
first.
reminds me, I keep hearing
If you
reports
don't
from
want the
Fishing
game
Game
spoiled,
about a problem
head over
there
to
they're trying to keep
Station
tabs
1,
on. Can you search
twitch.tv
around the lake for fresh
/odds
tracks and
speedrun
just
marathon.
Let me know what you find. There was a crew burning fire lines out to the east, and
We go again.
you know, I
Go
think
through these
sometimes
bushes.
it riles
Get
up the
in here.
wildlife.
There's a gap there as well, but I missed it. Alright, we grab this. So somebody's been watching us and keeping track of our conversations.
D, I found a clipboard
really
down
spooky
here,
stuff.
and there's
So we have to wait
something
for
strange going
the
on.
dialogue to finish
At the lake?
before we can
What's
grab
up?
this radio. We want to stand
Someone
back as
has
far as
written
possible
down
because
what we said
if we're
to
too
each
far
other,
forward,
have been saying.
we can't. We're like
That doesn't
we
make
can't.
any sense.
We can walk back, start
I
walking
don't
backwards,
talk to
but
the other lookouts as much as I
we
talk
can't
to you,
run
not in the
backwards
same way.
for a while. It's really
No
weird.
way.
I want to grab this
Wait, hold on. Something's out here.
radio, and then
Henry?
wham! We've been knocked out cold by an invisible man.
Henry? Are you there? What happened, Henry?
I got hit in the head, punched or something
okay,
by
there you go.
someone.
Are you serious?
we
What
can-
the hell is going on out there?
I don't know.
What about
Jesus
him?
Christ.
Let me get this straight.
Sorry.
You found a
I thought I went
clipboard
through the
with,
right,
what, transcripts
hole,
of our
but
conversations?
it was the wrong hole.
What else is on it?
Dang.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gone, along with the radio of theirs.
All right. So
Somebody out here could have just killed me, Delilah.
generally, so if you're playing this game, if you don't know
What
the,
the fuck is going on?
What's
if you're not
Wapiti
speed running this
Station?
game, basically she says like you find
I
out
don't know.
you want to go to Wapiti
Wapiti
Station,
Station right
as
before I was
you can
cold
see.
cocked. Does Wapiti
But we're just
Station
not.
mean anything to you?
We already know what's there because we've run this
Wapiti
game
Meadow.
a billion
Maybe it's Wapiti
times.
Meadow.
So we don't.
It's on our
need to go
maps.
there.
It's
We
not
can
too
go
far
straight
from where you
to
are right now. It's north of the lake.
what you're meant to do
It looks like there should
after,
be a
which is
trail
grab an
somewhere
axe
on the north
from
shore of Jonesy Lake.
the
I'll
other
start
side of
hiking
the
that way
map.
now.
So
Conveniently, there's a rope here now.
Are you?
We didn't put this
Are you
rope here.
sure you saw what
There was
you
no rope
saw,
there
Henry?
before. Now there
Maybe
is.
you pissed off some more campers and they came back to sucker
So yeah,
punch you.
basically, usually you have to go to Wapiti Station. Notice that there's like the gates closed, and
It's
then
just-
you need
Oh,
something
this
to
seems
open
like
it. So
like a misunderstanding or something.
I think Delilah tells you.
Are you,
yeah,
are you sure
go
you were
there.
actually
There's
attacked?
like I think because
Some scout camp or something.
yeah, because there's firemen there or
You've
whatever.
been out here by
The
yourself
firemen have axes.
for a long
so-
time.
And conveniently, they've lodged it into a tree. So we're gonna make our way there now. If there's any donations or anything, I don't know.
Any donations?
No donations. No.
Get those donations in.
Hey, I called around. Things seem normal with everyone else.
Make sure I don't get lost, because
I know we don't know what's going on yet, but I don't have a good feeling.
so we can make
I
our
don't
way
like
around.
feeling vulnerable. It's
Yeah.
not like you can just call
Take
the
the
police.
shortcut.
I was thinking about the Goodwins. It just struck me that if anything weird like this happened to them, happened to Brian.
Great thing about this game is you can actually see the legs and hands. Like a lot of first-person games, just leave out hands and legs, but you know, it's nice to know you're there.
Anyway, I don't expect you to care as much about it. I'm
No,
probably
it's
just
fine.
working
I
myself up
pretty
into a
much
tizzy
I'll
over
turn it on
nothing.
if needed.
Sorry, we just need to focus on what's happening to us.
We're gonna make our way across, and so previous to this day, previous to triggering the being beaten up, this area is like there's bushes in the way, but conveniently they did a burn off, so now we can walk straight through and grab the axe. I think somebody managed to out of bounds through there on like an earlier day, but if you walk past, there's no axe there. Nothing's loaded, so unfortunately,
Yeah, that can be a problem in games. Like sometimes you can out of bounds, but like it'll just never be useful in a speed run because nothing loads.
yeah. Alright, so what we do here, we walk part way into the scout camp. We walk over here through the thing. We grab this note here.
Hey, D, they left something behind. It's like a memo.
So
from
what
the
happens
boss.
is we walk back into this. We grab the axe. because
next
it's
few
probably the most
days,
useful item in the
dropping
game.
into the
We walk back into
thoroughfare
the
on
scout
behalf
camp.
of Dr.
It's a very
Simmons at
interesting scout camp.
Wapiti
We're
Station.
both scouts, and this is not
Hey,
what
I
scout
wandered
camps look
into an
like.
old scout camp.
So
Gonna look
what,
around here
what
first,
that does
okay?
is
All right, that's
If
the
you-
operating area of
if
the
you
hotshot crew who are
walk
doing
into the
controlled
scout
burn.
camp first, and
Keep me in the loop,
then
okay?
go
Sure thing.
to the where they're staying. Then you grab the axe. What happens is so he does the scout dialogue, the scout camp dialogue first, and then you
Yeah.
grab the note and the axe. When you pick up the note, they start talking about things. You need to grab the note, otherwise you get this massively long dialogue here. But if you,
Are you there?
the
I
fastest
have a
way to
thought.
thing is if you grab the note
Let's hear it.
first
You
and
heard
then
someone in the bushes.
execute the dialogue that
Yeah.
occurs when you walk
Okay,
into the
so
scout
let's
camp.
assume we're being
The
tailed,
scout camp
or
dialogue
you are,
cuts off
at least.
the
Where are you right now?
the note
Just
dialogue,
On my way back,
which is
in and out of trees in the middle
super,
of
like
nowhere.
a lot shorter, because otherwise
see
you'd have to
anybody?
wait for
No,
you have to
definitely
wait
not.
for that dialogue to
Alright,
finish first,
so,
and then this
tell
dialogue
me
that's
what you think
happening
of
now
this.
begins. The day doesn't finish until this dialogue's over, but we
Did you
just have to
just
wait
cough?
for
No.
basically, and someone's
you
listening
just
into our
cough?
conversations. I wonder who it is.
Fuck.
Don't look on
Um,
screen. There's
There isn't
expletives.
any way someone,
Yeah.
another lookout, could be on this line, is there?
Good time to stretch.
No. Not without tapping our radios. Get in your tower, shut the door. Don't leave, and don't use your radio. I'll call you. Understand? I will call you.
So it's the next. I believe it's the next day. Now that we've got the axe, we can go back to the station that we were meant to go to the first day. We can open the
Thoroughfare
door now
Tower,
because,
this is Two Forks calling you for
we've got
the
something to pry it open.
50th
It was locked
time
before.
today. The flapjack fire continues to move in a southerly fashion. Delilah, for
Just wait
fuck's
for
sake,
this,
answer your radio.
Hello,
Thrilling dialogue.
sunshine. Sorry, went out for a little bit. What can I do you for?
So you can up the top level there. When you're on the top, like the top level, you can't run. You can only walk.
Isn't this just the most
however-
beautiful day? What a glorious day we've been given.
So
Well,
after
I
you've
suppose
gone
I should get back to work.
past that
The flapjack fire is
section
becoming
that we
quite
walk
the problem.
backwards through,
By the way, I was wondering if
the
your
running
Flora of
starts.
the
So you
Shoshone
can-
info poster was still
you
up
can
inside your
cue
tower.
you can cue the R button, so you can press it.
It's just
basically
protocol that
buffer
those
it,
stay up. You know, info
until
about your tower, the surrounding tree
the-
species, etc.
So run state is on,
all right.
but you're not running
Just,
because you can't
you know,
run
Have a look
while
at it.
you're.
Make
Did
sure
I
it's
just
in
walk
ship
the wrong
shape.
way? I did. Oops. She wants you to look at a poster, but we already know where to go.
Yeah.
So, because, where am I? Alright. Went the long way. Sorry.
She's trying to speak to you in code, basically, and tell you, like, where to go.
She's telling you to go to this other place.
What's the place called?
Cottonwood Creek, I think
Yeah,
it is.
something Cottonwood.
So basically, like, have to look at a poster.
And it's got a
go
cottonwood
there.
tree on it.
We
or
don't actually
something.
have to go there. It doesn't trigger anything. We can go straight to. Basically, she wants to get us a radio that's not tapped. But we don't have to grab it at all.
Oh, yeah.
We can just go straight to. It saves a lot of time if you know that, because you don't have to walk and listen to dialogue and stuff. But yeah. So now we've got the axe. We don't have to go through that confusing set of bushes anymore. There's conveniently like a thorn bush that we can cut now, and we can walk straight through. It's a lot faster than navigating through the maze. Just to the side here. The annoying thing with thorn bushes, though, is that it unruns. Wait, what? Alright, never mind. Usually it unruns you, but usually it puts you back into a walk state. But it didn't there, so yay, I guess. This is another one of the weird rope hooks where you have to walk straight in front for it to thing. Some of them you can approach from like miles away, and you just magnetize straight to the hook. So we're almost at the station now. Should I get the bees? Do you think I should get the bees?
I reckon you should get the bees.
Bees. Alright. If I open this, there's a bee. There's a bee.
Ow!
There we go. Achievement unlocked. Alright.
You're welcome.
Alright, so we walk slowly down to, run down to the camp down here. There's some strange looking equipment, but we know what we have to grab. So there's a box here that we have to open, grab this receiver. It's basically a better compass, and it also finds things that go beep beep. Sorry, it goes beep beep and it finds things. So the thing we have to find is over here. Hopefully I'm in the right spot. Alright, there we go. So if you, if during the first animation of not ruffling the papers away, you also activate the, I haven't got this trigger in a while.
Are you shitting me?
You can
What?
start.
What is it?
Usually
There's
you're
a
locked into
folder of
place
reports
as you
here.
pick up the
What do they say?
and read the notes.
Their assessments
But if you
about the two of us.
activate the first,
It says things about my
the
life.
second animation
Stuff
while
you
you're
don't know.
doing the first
Like what?
animation,
Stuff I didn't tell you. This is.
you're not.
What does it
and you
say
can
about
start
me? You
walking
said there
backwards.
was one
You're
about
locked.
me.
The
And it
camera's
looks like they've
locked,
been following me around.
but you can
What I
start
do when
moving.
I'm hiking?
It
Jesus.
doesn't make too much of a
Henry,
difference
do you
because
hear me?
you can't
You have
run
a boyfriend?
here.
Javier?
You're forced into a walk
What
state
the fuck?
until
Wish
the
you
dialogue's
hadn't
over.
left that out.
And
I don't.
unfortunately,
I
we
didn't.
can't
This
leave
is
like
insane.
this area
I'm
up
so
here
sick of
until the
letting these
dialogue's
people do
over.
this to us.
So if
We
you
should
do
just
miss
burn the place down.
that animation skip,
Think
you
about it.
you'll
Worst
still.
case
I don't think you lose
scenario.
any time as long as you you make your way up
Worst
there as
case
fast as
scenario, I
possible.
guess. Bunch
It's
of
just a cool
people
trick because
die.
this game doesn't have too many of
Well,
them. So
Maybe it's not the best idea.
Yeah, it's definitely not the
you
best
don't
idea.
you don't respond to
I'm so fucking
Delilah
wound
at all.
up.
It's the fastest. So we get up here before the dialogue's over. We're kind of stuck behind an invisible wall.
Anyway, I'm sure you are too. Get the hell out of there if you're
So
not
there's
already,
a
and call me when
trick
you get
here
home.
where
I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
so as we escape the rocks fall, what we want to do is trigger
Whoa!
so all we wanted to do was
Oh,
trigger
shit.
there's a small frame window where
Henry? I think there is smoke coming from north of
messed that up,
Jonesy
but,
Lake.
there's
That
a
is
small
suspiciously
frame
close to
window
you
where
just
you
were.
can't
Do you see
you
it?
can see the fire.
Jesus, okay,
You
yeah,
can see
I
the
see it.
fire.
What the hell happened
You can
to
record
It's
it,
definitely not the best
and
idea.
It wasn't me.
which starts the dialogue that finishes the day.
What do we do?
We just call it in like any other fire.
And what
So
about
yeah,
who started
Henry's
it?
getting
What about
either
them?
really unlucky or
person who
someone's
started it?
out to get him.
Yeah.
We're talking about people watching
wonder
us
who.
out here who are now burning the forest and everything in it around us. I don't know what to
Keep
do
watching to
about that.
find out, or leave and
Except
buy the
get the
game.
hell
This is a
out.
good game.
Yes, get us the hell out of here.
I
I'm
will.
sure most of you already played it. It was a pretty popular game, like a year or two ago. Alright, so we're still on the same day. It's now nighttime. We're back home. So our receiver starts beeping, which means there's a present for us. So the
Are you leaving
the
your
thing we
lookout?
did on the
This
intro,
receiver picked something
where
up.
we
I'm just checking it out.
like
What?
open the
What
bushes.
thingy? What now?
This is where it
I
comes
found a
into
device
play.
that picks up frequencies. It's how I found the reports last night, and it's going off
As I
now.
don't get lost.
It just picked up a
It's pretty dark.
frequency?
Yeah, what could it be?
So
I don't know. You gotta find out.
the
All right, I'm on my way now.
receiver's leading us to
You know
that
what
set of
I
bushes.
just picked up?
No.
There's a backpack
A fifth of Major Bueno
There.
tequila from the
with
creek.
some keys.
Are you drunk?
So it's where we've already
No.
unlocked the
I am
bushes.
getting drunk.
Shit! What?
So, and
Ah!
But you better stay
and
sober.
so now we found
We
the keys.
need a right mind between the pair.
we're
Know what
forced
I'm
back
saying?
into walking.
My thinking is I
Um,
could stay up all night worried I'm gonna lose my
to
job
listen to
because of
Delilah
the side
talk
fire,
again.
or I could
I think
not
she has a nice
worry
voice,
and let the
I
chips
guess.
fall where they may. It's not like there's any proof we
Basically,
were
have to
down
wait
there.
for the dialogue to be over
What
before we
are
can
you
start
doing over
running
there?
again. Apparently, there's somebody in our tower, but there
Hello?
isn't because they forgot to.
If that thing is
do
driving
that,
you
I
crazy,
guess,
just turn it off or throw
Because you
it
can,
away.
if you delay the dialogue enough,
Or
you can
just
pretty much
pace
walk
around your
all the way up to
tower
the
like you
tower
are right now.
while she's still talking about there being someone in there, but there's no one in there.
Henry, you're freaking me out.
If we don't need to reply here, because that's the fastest.
Henry?
Gotta wait for that to thing, and well, there we go. So now we can run again. So there was someone in the tower. And even though we don't tell Delilah that there was someone in the tower, she kind of figures that out, I guess. So we got this Walkman here. We don't have to do anything now. We can just listen to the recording and not talk to Delilah again.
She can somehow tell that, like, from her lookout tower that you're wearing headphones.
She's up there.
Yeah. Somehow she's figured out that you're listening to something with headphones from all the way over there.
Let's take a picture of her.
So
Did he leave something? Come on, I can see you over
pretty
there.
sure she doesn't have a
Is
telescope.
that a tape
Just
player?
binoculars, I think.
Did he leave you a tape?
She can tell
What's
that
on the
you're
tape,
white,
Henry?
so I don't know.
Henry, do you hear me? Would you tell me what's on the
Could you
tape?
tell me what's on the tape? Tell me what's on the goddamn tape. Man. Alright, so
Very sus.
maybe she's in on it and she's trying to
Ooh,
scare
maybe.
us. Maybe she did something to those poor teenagers. Who knows? It could be a red hair. Oh, so yeah, the tape has
God, I'm gonna be sick.
recordings that didn't actually happen because
Yeah,
You
why
can-
is that? That's really
I
strange.
don't know.
It's not because I'm
It's like
hungover.
we don't even say we don't say
Someone
anything,
claiming to be
and
Henry in Two Forks
the
called
recording
lookout
has
in another sector
like
early this
sentences
morning and
that
said
she didn't
I
actually
knew
say
what caused the Wapiti Meadow
the day
fire.
before because we were listening. What are we doing?
So
Walking around
I
here.
just
Okay,
got off
so
the
we-
horn with that
we've
lookout
got the
who's
keys to
wondering
the
what I know,
cave that we passed
or that I'm
earlier.
an arsonist, or that I'm fucking
The door was
losing it.
locked before, but
Furthermore,
we've got the
I
keys
bet
now.
you don't have the only tape of
I
us
wonder
from
if we'll
last
find
night,
anything
so
interesting in
someone
this
has
cave.
evidence to back it up.
Alright, we can do that one
Find
Just
out
skip
what
again.
someone's been
I'll see if I can.
keeping in that cave.
I'm going down there now.
Aw, so
We
close.
don't have a lot of time left out here, and if we don't find
been
some
cool if you
fucking
got it twice.
answers, when they lift us out of
Doesn't
here,
work on
it's gonna be in
on
handcuffs.
like low settings. It doesn't work for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But on low settings, you can clip easier. I don't get much. I have a terrible laptop, so I don't get to practice it much.
Hey, you didn't actually make that call, right? To the other lookout. It just stuck in my craw.
So,
I let
you're
myself
starting to
imagine
worry
how fucked I would be if you'd been lying to
because-
me. But now that I asked, I kind of just wish I hadn't.
I guess the poop has hit the fan. Someone's trying to
You know, I'm
blame us, I guess.
just freaking out. I'm alright.
I still don't. If you think about if you've played the game as much as I have, and you start thinking about the story, it doesn't actually make any sense. We're in the cave. We got locked in a cave. Somebody locked us in, so we have to make our way out. The radio doesn't work in here, so can't call for help. But conveniently, there's a way out.
Freezing
I love
in
how
here.
it says find a way out of the cave, and it's like just linear, basically. There's no other ways to go, really.
Cave is also extremely bright for there being like very little light. Like there's no light source here, but I
Yeah.
can still see. Here we can, if we hold W while going things, we skip an animation from hopping back down.
There's also the torch you can get, isn't there?
Yeah. I'll actually grab it after this because well, you don't need it, but you can grab it while you're waiting. But yeah. So we're grabbing a set of pittons, whatever those are. So we can now we can climb down wherever we like, essentially.
So, something I never told
Smack it
you,
in.
or
Nice and
anyone
deep.
about Brian. In regards to him being out here,
So
going against the rules.
that allows us to,
I-
in the cave that we were just in
almost got
before,
busted.
we can now go
Brian liked
to the
go
other
out
half
on
of the
the railing
cave.
of the tower and wave
that we
at the
couldn't
planes
before.
that dump water on fires, and I got a call because someone thought a kid was up in Two Forks. I lied.
So we're gonna make our way back to the
Said it was
cave.
Ned. If I ratted him out,
And,
they would have been forced to leave, and I don't know. I guess I just felt like I was saving him from whatever shitty life Ned was gonna bring him back
It's a shame we
to.
can't hear the audio
Not
because
that it ended up mattering.
this game is like, like the story, the visuals, the audio, it really like adds up to
Yeah.
for a really good game.
Definitely.
What do you think is in there?
Bloody trees. All right. So,
Well, let me know before you go back in.
Just gonna-
Okay?
as I said, some of the trees are wider than you think. Some of them don't exist at all. It's really dark now. All right.
Is it usually that dark?
I don't know. Sometimes it just takes a while to.
That's weird.
also, those girls turned up.
They also
like you
conveniently
didn't
locked the
kill
gate
'em.
again.
Nobody did. They took some farmer's
so we
tractor
can now
for a
climb down
joyride
here
down in
because we've got
Riverton
things we can stick
and
in.
landed in jail.
See, now we can actually reply in the cave for some reason, but we couldn't do that before. And,
So there's some good news for us.
it's,
I think it assumes you're still
Whatever
outside.
it's worth.
yeah, it's very convenient that it didn't work before. Here, I think we can walk backwards, so we don't have to do the animation. You can also, there's a bit where you can clip through and fall down without doing the animation. It doesn't save too much time, and there's a smaller pixel window than a few of the others. And sadly, find the body of Brian here. If I can get this right, we can just.
Brian Goodwin.
It's not working. So if you come at the right angle, you can basically just walk straight over his dead body. Ultimate disrespect, but sometimes I don't know. As I said before, the different graphics quality in this game provide different results as to where you can clip into and where you can't. Well, I think you could still do it at like high quality. It's just a lot easier to do on low quality. My hand's starting to go numb from holding down the W key. I don't think I've let go of it for a while. Alright. Anytime. Alright. That one's one of the weirder blocks where you don't automatically walk straight off. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alright. So, we do have to get back out of the cave to use the radio now. So again, it doesn't work in the caving. Oh, alright.
Hey, D.
Report the body.
There you are. I've been worrying my
Now we-
ass off.
Forced to walk again, but it doesn't matter. Call search
You
and
need to
rescue.
call search and rescue.
What?
There's a body.
We get
in the
to
cave.
so
It's
the
Brian
fastest
Goodwin.
dialogue option in this
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
wrong way.
How does that...
I got it in
What?
press
I don't-
zero.
How?
Oh yeah.
Climbing, I think, or made to look
I'll
like a
just
climbing
trigger
accident.
this.
Mm-hmm.
We can make the fastest. I think it was an accident.
I think that's just
the
what it
fastest
was. He was probably exploring the cave
dialogue
and
option.
maybe his rope gave
is to
out.
make
Whoever's after us probably didn't even
Delilah
know
feel
about him.
extremely guilty.
Delilah,
Yeah.
you should have
So,
told
in this-
someone he was out here.
In this speed run,
Stop.
you really don't
Okay, I know.
connect with
Maybe he would have.
Henry, you insensitive shit.
Delilah at all.
You don't think I know he'd be
You don't need to
alive
grab
if
the
it weren't for
flashlight. I
me?
just do because there's enough time
I
to.
fucking know it's my fault.
All right.
I'll
So
never forget that it's on me.
I believe this is the last day. So almost there. I think it's a good time. I don't know. As long as it's under 110, it's fine. So our receiver's beeping again. It says pack up belongings, but there's nothing to pack up. So you can grab some stuff if you want. Casual playthrough, but there's nothing to grab.
You see that plane?
No, I was just busy packing up.
So
Well, there's gonna
we can
be a
already
lot
start
more.
making out. The
service
receiver
says
doesn't
this thing
beeping.
is
Doesn't start
2%
beeping until.
contained.
Is this the
We're almost
flapjack
there,
fire
but-
or the site fire or?
So usually
Two
you're
fires
like
merged into
in a casual
one
playthrough, you're like
unmitigated
packing up stuff,
disaster.
and the receiver starts
They're
beeping, so you
renaming
start
it after
walking. But
my
we already know
lookout.
where
You about packed up?
the
Shouldn't we
beeping's coming
talk
from, so
for
we
a
can
sec?
start walking there.
No, about things.
About what?
Make sure I don't go the wrong way this time.
Believe it or not, I'm out of things to say.
So
Hey, do you hear that?
Yeah, Jesus. Beep beep.
So what do we do?
I think you follow it,
so
Henry.
make our way there
crap.
slowly.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We don't know what it is. It could be nothing.
Yeah, it could also be whoever was listening to us, whoever made the tape.
Okay. Yeah, look, you should pack up everything you need in case we get the call and you can't come back.
All right, look, if something happens,
Make our way down here, and one over here. It's actually very well hidden away. This
What's your status?
area. It's like you don't think to walk up here. There's a rope attached. We don't actually. All we have to do is grab the cassette tape and listen to it. It tells you to go up there, but you don't have to. There's no trigger there.
Henry.
The first time I ran this game, I thought you had to. Apparently you don't.
We've been causing each other a lot of headaches.
So now I believe there's two routes you can take to
stake
get
out
to
a
the
site
end now.
that's as fit for
Or
living as the
I
one
don't
you're
know,
about to
is that
find.
coming up?
You'll get it when you see it.
Like in a playthrough, you
Can't
look at
blame
your
me for
map
keeping an eye
and
on
like
you.
there's two ways to
Not
get
after bumping into
to
you back in
Yeah.
May.
to
There's
escape.
Down by the cave,
one's
for Croc's
a
sake.
lot faster than the other.
Yeah. I'm not sure where it
for
splits
3
off
years.
into two.
I kept
You,
it cozy.
you have to climb up some stuff, and
Winters are harsh as hell,
it's a lot faster to
out
go
books. But I got that antenna rigged up and
this way.
Delilah.
So kind of backtracking on places we've already been.
She's a record you don't
It does
gotta
look
flip.
like a big map, but
I kinda
you
get
realize
what
that
Brian took to her.
it's all like
About
it's
a
actually
week ago,
pretty
I stopped
small.
worrying about you finding anything out. And
They just made the map
that's right when everything
They
went
just
shit
made
house with you two.
like run speed so slow that it makes it feel like a
You
a
guys
long
don't know
game,
anything
I
about
guess.
having kids. All right, nobody knows nothing.
you get this
It ain't
monologue
Andy and
from
Opie walking down a lake to fish every
Ned.
afternoon. It ain't Mayberry. But you gotta know I didn't kill him.
He's
All right,
like-
we were climbing.
he doesn't want to be guilty about his son's death.
Brian was uneducated in the way to do anything.
I mean, but he was basically was
fucking
responsible.
didn't sink his anchor the right way.
Big
You know, I thought
coward.
about going back, having to
hides
answer
away.
questions and having to get him put in the
Becomes a
ground.
hobbit, I guess.
I didn't see the point.
Wait, hermit.
Don't come
That's the
looking
right
for
word,
me.
hermit.
I'm sorry
I
about
thought
your
that
wife.
sounded weird.
He didn't become short and get hairy feet. I mean, We don't know what it. We don't end up. Actually, we do know what it looks like. but
Henry?
we don't find that out.
Henry,
till
what did you
after.
find?
I'm starting to lose
Henry,
circulation in my middle
hello?
finger from holding down
Come
W.
on, I'm sick over here.
We found the surveillance operation.
So making our way
Okay,
back up to
What does that mean?
where the cable
What
was.
is it?
That's
It was Ned
so
Goodwin.
basically we're making our way
He was the
to
one listening
Delilah's
to us
tower now,
just
so we can be evacuated.
Ned Goodwin.
Unfortunately, we don't get to
He
see
made the
Delilah
tape.
at all.
yeah, he's gone deeper into the Shoshone.
sadly-
He doesn't want anyone to
Sadly
know he's
slash
out
not
here.
so sadly, because
Because he killed Brian.
she's
Because he
a bit of a
killed his
douchebag,
fucking son.
yeah.
You
I mean, it was intentional that you
need
don't
to
get to.
get back here.
Even though
They say the
when we're
helicopters are
speed
making
running,
rounds.
we by the time we tell
I
her
know
to
I should be relieved. Relieved
go in the
that
helicopter
there's
without
no
us,
evidence of us starting that fire.
like you can
Relieved that
convince,
we're
you can
not
say,
crazy,
you can convince her to
and there wasn't some
to stay and wait for you,
conspiracy.
but she ends up not staying.
Not.
So she's a liar.
He was a sweet kid.
But
With a shitty father
basically,
who quit out here
the-
like a coward after
we can
dumping him in a
be
hole.
all the way at the furthest point, like the closest point to her station. Tell her to not
I
go,
wish you were as mad as I am. I wish I had a minute with
but-
Ned and a 357
and she'll
Magnum.
still go. It's a bit weird.
Sorry.
So, like, she'd have to wait like
God, it would have been so
like
easy
3
to
more
tell
seconds,
the truth and
and-
have him sent
but
home.
she's impatient.
I can't
She's a liar.
stop
I mean,
thinking about it.
what a douchebag. Right. So because we have the axe, there's actually a shortcut
Are you even
here.
there? Hello?
So we don't have to walk all the way up the hill. We can attempt that clip again. I hope I get it.
There you
but
are. Oh,
I
fuck,
found
they're
that
here.
trick.
Is that a helicopter?
Yeah, hold on.
Hey.
Hey,
Never mind.
no, there's
In
one more.
low quality,
Yes, here, yeah.
you
Yeah, he's
basically
coming.
you can basically walk straight.
Okay,
Like, your
1
legs
second.
can be all the way off. You can be standing on nothing,
Hey, they're here, but they're
and the
making
game still
rounds.
thinks you're
They'll come
standing on a
back.
cliff.
I think I'm gonna go with them.
So I'll tell her to go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's the thing. But basically,
Yeah.
just get in the car.
It's dangerous here, and if anything were to happen, then that would be on me. So
So this is the final section of the game.
There's something interesting about this section.
I said it
Usually you have a map that you can use to like navigate around. It actually gets unloaded. You can't use the map in this next section because the drawing that Delilah makes of you, because of all the different possible combinations,
Yeah, when you're
they were only able to render like one thing, so just got rid of the map.
because on that day when she asks you what you look like, that you do actually get a drawing, as you'll see, what you look like. This starts the dialogue, and we just kind of sit here for a while. As you
Hello?
can see,
Is anybody there?
Here's us.
Hi.
White shorts.
Yeah, it's me.
Does that look like Tom Cruise to you?
I'm back at the staging area near the trailhead.
I'm not a big
Definitely.
I'm not a
I can see
big
your
Tom
truck.
Cruise fan. I don't know.
Neither
Red,
am I.
Colorado plates.
Yeah,
It's Biff.
it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well-
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there might be a raccoon living in it.
Make sure he's
Passwords,
comfy, I guess.
Hey, it
She
shouldn't take
stole
long
the
for the helicopter
sign.
to reach you.
If you
Okay.
play the game
There's
properly
a debrief
and
in a
like
situation
interact
like
with
this.
everything,
Lots of
you
questions.
find out like that people keep stealing this
shit.
sign, and then
So
it's quite
taking
funny when you
stock,
like turn up in
we
a thing and
found
she's
out an
actually
old lookout
stolen
killed his
the
only
sign.
son and decided to become a lonely hermit.
Yes,
And we prevented one fire.
It's basically like
basically started
a
another.
debrief, I guess.
Okay, so that's a
with
wash.
Delilah.
Oh, I'll have to figure out what I'm doing every summer from now on that isn't this.
You're not coming back?
It's a shame you can't like
No.
pick stuff up
And
while you're
you'll
sitting
have
down.
to.
Yeah, that'd make it a lot more fun,
don't know.
but I guess they wanted to focus on like
Yeah.
just the
Me
dialogue.
neither. I don't know what's next.
Beans.
Tell you
More
what.
beans.
Why don't you choose for me and I'll choose
So-
for you?
Surprisingly, the fastest
All right.
is coming up here.
Sure.
The fastest dialogue
maybe-
is to actually not say anything at all. Most cases, it's like you have to say something. thing, but it's actually faster to let the clock go down, and for her to be like, oh, well, okay, I guess.
Jeez. Well, you
Guess
should
you're also a
probably put
douchebag,
that
yeah.
typewriter to good use. Hey, if you ever decide to write about this, I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a sexy accent or something that, you know, would
Funny
play well
enough,
in the movie
there
version.
is going to be a movie version of this game. So
All right, I'll
whether
see
or
what I
not
can
they'll
do.
get the same voice actors,
Maybe
I hope
we'll
they
have to
the
do.
see.
dog?
Hold on, let me write all this down.
Whenever the season's about to
Delilah's
wrap
a
up,
record
I
you don't
usually
gotta
find
flip.
myself thinking, and when I get back, I'm gonna call him. You know, casual, and just see how he's doing. I'll say something like, "Hey, I had a dream about you this summer and thought I'd call." You know,
Dang,
something that lets him
overestimate.
know that I want him
Wow,
without
I
letting
blame
him know
that
I want
on
him.
the high graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
High
that is
load
fair
do.
enough.
This
Don't do
Their
that.
graphics
This
are a
game-
lot different.
There's the helicopter.
currently we
Now
don't.
land back where you hiked up.
Our splits
Good luck, Henry.
take into account loading times, and depending on your computer,
Bye, Delilah.
this loading times
I
can be
mean,
like
good
between
luck.
3 seconds and 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Bye, Hank.
No one's made like a splitter yet, so basically the time's down to how good your computer is, which in my case is absolutely terrible. So, all right, we're gonna do this now. All right, that's never happened before. So time's coming up when I click on the guy and that was one of the splits actually. Yeah. Or do you want to lean over and alright. Here we go. And time. Bit rusty, but
It's a good run.
it's so chill you don't even care. Like, I don't even care. I just want to go to sleep.
Alright, thanks for watching that. Up next we have Stephen with SMW 96 Exit.